Squid, also known as calamari, is one of the most accessible species for Australian anglers, even if many are unaware of it. It's true that wherever you find yourself along our coast, you're likely to catch at least one of the many species of squid we have here, including tassie. Their availability makes them highly sought after, but they offer so much more than that. Their willingness to eat large prey, their tolerance for sloppy presentation, their exotic appearance and their sophisticated eating qualities make them worthy of more praise than they receive. These unsung heroes of the sea offer a unique and exciting fishing experience for both beginners and veterans, and what's more, you don't even need a boat to do it. If you've ever wanted to learn how to catch squid, chances are it's easier than you think. There are many species of squid around the world, but the three main species Australian anglers encounter are the great reef squid, also known as the northern tiger squid, Sepioteuthis lesoniana, the southern reef squid, also known as the southern squid, Sepioteuthis australis, and the arrow squid, Nototodaris gouldi. Northern squid tend to live in tropical and subtropical latitudes, while the southern squid and arrow squid are found in more temperate waters. There is some overlap in these ranges, with arrow squid found from Exmouth all the way down to Cairns, with some areas where all three species can be caught in the same session. All of these cephalopods have a short lifespan of about a year, with the northern and southern squid spawning on shallow reefs in spring and summer, and the arrow squid spawning at various times of the year in deeper waters. Having a short lifespan means they need to eat regularly to maintain a healthy growth rate, and for this reason they are almost always looking for food. Northern and southern bobtail squid tend to spend a lot of time in shallow water looking for food, while tigers have a strange habit of venturing into water so shallow that only their hoods can be covered. A good specimen of both species weighs around 1 kilogram, with a hood length of 30 centimeters, but they can grow to around 3 to 4 kilograms in extreme circumstances. Squid baits are usually measured in inches, with sizes ranging from around 1.5 to 4.0. Bait size is usually correlated with the size of the prey. However, a small bait like 1.8 is a good starting size in shallow water or at night when the squid are at the surface.
distinctive flavor. Cuttlefish.
Depending on how fast the current sinks, you can increase the size. Most anglers like to keep a good spread, but 2.5 is a good size to try if you're in deeper water or fishing new water. As for color, most follow the rule of bright daytime lures being dull and bright daytime lures being dull, while at night, glow-in-the-dark patterns seem to bite. Bait fishing is also an option. Dead baits like sardines will attract squid, and rigging them on a barbed pin squid jag from companies like Neptune Tackle and hanging them under a float will give you a good chance. Squids often can't pull the float down, and instead you may notice the float bobbing or moving sideways slowly when a squid has its mouth full of your bait. With all squid fishing, it's always a good idea to keep your line nice and light. Squid have good eyes, and in clear, sunlit water, heavier line will cast a shadow. 6 to 12 pounds braid with 6 to 10 pounds fluorocarbon will keep you stealthy when hunting these suckers in shallow water. Whether you're fishing from a boat, a pier, or just offshore, fishing in the clearest water you can find is a good idea. Inshore areas are often clearest at high tide, making this a good time to go squid fishing, no matter the time of day. Structure is also important to these animals, with rocks, rubble, coral, weeds and mangroves providing excellent habitat for the small fish and crustaceans they feed on. Squid are also food for larger predators and will not stray too far from anything they can hide in. Water depths of 2 to 4 meters are a good starting point for any beginner squid angler, but this is not a hard and fast rule. Squid will occasionally venture into ankle-deep water, and similarly, southern cuttlefish will sometimes congregate on seagrass beds at depths of 6 meters or more. The trick is to move around to find where they congregate. Where there is one, there are usually more. When fishing from shore, taking a few steps between each cast will help you cover the water needed to find squid. On a boat, anglers often use the wind to drift across the ground and cover the water in this way. There are countless ways to use squid baits, however the most common is to let the bait sink close to the bottom, before making several strong jerks, using the reel to pull the line taut as you go. Good quality baits will dart back and forth as they rise in the water column. From here, the bait can be allowed to sink slowly back. Often, during this hang time, a squid will grab the bait. Another popular technique, especially on super shallow ground, is a slow straight retrieve. This is a good method for anyone new to bait fishing. Boat owners sometimes throw out a jig and set the rod in a holder, relying on the waves to gently rotate the jig or bait while they rotate another jig. Doing so means always having a jig or bait in the water and helps maximize your chances. When you hook a fish, it is important to play them differently to how you would play a fish. Squid have soft flesh and pulling too hard can tear off the branches from their tentacles. For the best chance, pull very gently and make sure you keep the rod bent. Slowly retrieve your catch, and if it wants to lunge, let your gentle pull do the work. Landing these animals is where the real fun begins. Most cephalopods, including squid, have ink that they can squirt from special ink sacs near the gills. The ink is released when the animal is in danger and acts like a smoke bomb for a James Bond villain. To avoid any ink disasters on you or your boat, using a squid net is the best way to go. Scooping from the top will make it easier to catch the squid. Trying to scoop up their tentacles first will cause them to shoot out when they see the net, and you will risk losing them. Once you have caught your squid, it is best to hold them above the water for a few seconds while they shoot out the last of their ink. Squid like to travel in small schools, so make sure you look around to see if there are others following the one you have caught. These curious squid will often eat anything you throw at him, so if you are fishing with others you can catch more. Fresh squid is the real prize in squid fishing, and to ensure the best eating quality, the squid should be cut up and put on ice immediately after being caught. The most common method of cutting squid is to karate chop the underside of the cap, just above the eye. Once this is done, the animal will lose its color and turn white. Did you know that squid are important to our oceans? As predators and prey, they play an important role as food for whales and other marine life, and perform vital functions in maintaining the health of the ocean. But the global demand for squid, combined with a lack of regulation, has led to overfishing in the industry. This not only threatens squid populations, but also harms the largest ecosystem on Earth, our oceans. It also affects the livelihoods and food security of many coastal communities around the world. Squid play an important role in ocean life. They are food for larger marine animals such as dolphins, whales and sea lions, along with popular fish such as salmon and tuna, and some seabirds. Squid also act as biological pumps. As they feed and move through our oceans, they transport carbon and nutrients between marine ecosystems. This makes squid essential to healthy and functioning oceans, both now and in the future. Squid are very sensitive to where they live. They thrive in good conditions, but their numbers decline in bad conditions. Although they produce many young, they only reproduce once in their lifetime. Squid eyes are almost as complex as human eyes, and the largest eyes in the animal kingdom belong to the giant and jumbo squid. This helps them see into the darkness of the ocean to find food. They can change the color, pattern and texture of their skin to blend in with their surroundings. This also helps them communicate with each other. Squid fishing boats, or jiggers, have large lights that flood the ocean to attract squid to the surface. To catch squid, they drop specialized fishing lines that are pulled up and down in the